Royals baseball on a cold night in Kansas City. The Chicago White Sox are responsible for 3 of the Royals' 9 consecutive losses, and now the 2 teams begin a 4-game series tonight. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. Joel Goldberg is coming up. Jason Vargas starts for the Royals tonight. And so far this year, Hud, a bad start for Vargas is 3 earned runs in 5 innings.
Really? What a shame, Vargy. Come on, shake yourself. Really, he's been excellent. So happy to see the success. He's worked hard. He'll tell you he's in the best shape of his life. And that's one of the reasons why he's able to execute his pitches. But pitching coaches will tell you, and hitters will tell you, the changeup is the second best pitch going. I mean, a well-placed fastball is one thing, but that changeup is a fooler. Gets a lot of whiffs, a lot of swing and misses. 36 and 117 pitches, that's a lot. And the people absolutely eat it up. Making a house call tonight, Dr. Vargy, go ahead.
So that's good sign number 1. Good sign number 2. When we come back, we'll talk about some subtle ways the Royals are getting their offense back. Have struggled on offense for the entire month of April, and yet there have been some signs the last 5 days that not only is the Royals offense coming back, but the offense is starting to look like the Royals offense.
Yeah, and it's going to transfer into wins here very shortly. Short, compact, hunting your pitch, they're getting it. They're starting to figure it out, especially the hitting where it's pitched part. Okay, that ball's up. Look where this one is. That's up. Those are all pitches that hitters hunt. They're going to get last 5 games. Look what they've done. They've hit the ball a lot harder. Watch what they're doing. They're going to the opposite field. By doing that, you're seeing the ball get deep in the strike zone. Alex, bottle that up. That's a beautiful stroke right there, guys. But look where they are. Everything's up. Those are hitters' pitches. Continue.
Minnesota Twins pitching was a huge surprise in the first month, and the Chicago White Sox have been even better. Joel will talk about the Sox on the mound when we come back.
Joel Goldberg out in left field. We might see a lot of the action going to right field tonight. The wind is gusting out that way, and maybe the Royals can get after these White Sox pitchers, but who would have thought? No Chris Sale, plus a couple of starters on the disabled list, and yet it has been the White Sox who have had the best pitching staff in the American League so far. Southside surprise, as we see in our Toyota League leaders. They have the best team ERA in the majors, lowest opponent's batting average. The reason why their numbers are so great, their bullpen has actually been the best, and their rotation has been fine. 6th in the American League in ERA. In 3 games against the Royals last week, their starting pitchers allowed a total of 3 earned runs. But the Tigers were able to get to the White Sox yesterday, and so maybe the Royals can do that here tonight and end that losing streak. Jason Vargas will need to watch out for that guy. Jose Abreu is on fire, 6 straight multi-hit games. Avisail Garcia, though, is not in the lineup. That's good news. More from Ryan and Hud coming up.
Royals have won his last 8 starts here at Kauffman Stadium, and this year he has 14 2/3 scoreless innings at the K. So it's 61 as a temperature, but there is a wind chill tonight as the Royals begin a 4-game series with the Chicago White Sox. And those Chicago White Sox are playing well. They lost yesterday in Detroit. That put an end to a 6-game winning streak. Here's their batting order tonight, which will not include Avisail Garcia, who came out of his game yesterday early with a leg injury. We'll discuss that later on in tonight's broadcast. And for the 2nd straight game against Jason Vargas, the White Sox will go at him without a single left-hand batter in the lineup. So Vargas 3-1 with a 1.40 ERA. The Royals have won 8 of his last 10 starts. His last start was against the White Sox, so back-to-back against Chicago.
Sure looks good. That 223 opponent's average is really good. Now, this is his last start against the White Sox. Now they roughed him up a little bit with that fastball. Changeup's an excellent pitch. That's one of his best pitches there. Opponents ain't doing too much with that pitch. As a matter of fact, they're only hitting $125 off it. A few curveballs, he needs to throw those to the righties to keep him honest. Our forward around the horn defense, we're going to highlight Alex Gordon, and why wouldn't we? Second among American League left fielders with 44 putouts. He's got skills. He knows which way to go. He knows to play the wind. He's the best left fielder, I think, probably in Royals history. No question.
Here's our umpiring crew, and that is the crew chief, Bill Miller. He will be at third base with Kerwin Danley behind the plate. Todd Tishner from Garden City, Kansas will be at first, and Adam Hammery is at second. There's Kerwin Danley in his 21st year as a big league umpire.
Love him. Looks like Kerwin's dropped some weight too in the offseason. Looking good.
Strike 2, Tyler Saladino. Changeup is outside. Vargas had gone 12 consecutive starts, allowing 2 runs or fewer. That tied a Royals record, and then the White Sox scored 3 against him in 5 innings on Monday at Chicago. So as we said at the top of the broadcast, a bad start for Vargas this year is 3 earned runs allowed.
Yeah. You know, that's really good. Now Vargas, he's gonna carve the corners. The Dr. Vargas needs a house call in the worst way tonight. They need him. Shut him down. Don't give him any points, no runs, whatever you want to call them. Look, we got a man there.
That's into that strong crosswind left to right. Alex brings it down, and Saladino is the first out. Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard, and looking at Vargas' impressive first month. Royals pitcher of the month for April. 5th best ERA in the American League, and the best strikeout to walk ratio. Jason Vargas has struck out 28, and he has walked 2.
It's exactly what you want out of a starting pitcher. Throw them strikes in there. Don't lose any. Jason Hamill had some problems the other day, walking a few batters, and that hurt him. So let him put the ball in play. That's what Vargas does. If you can hit it. He's got a lot of swing and misses on his changeup this year, and it's very deceptive. Same arm speed as his fastball, but less, about 10 mile an hour.
Remember, you and I noticed when Vargas was pitching against the White Sox on Monday, how many times Salvador Perez held up a high target. And that's high in the air to shallow center. Kane calls off Escobar and Colon, 2 down.
Yeah, you know, and not just 3 or 4 pitches, like, you know, 3 or 4 hitters, all sequences. And, you know, we was a little bit wondering why he would, he's a guy you want him to pitch down in the zone because he doesn't have that overpowering fastball. And I never could figure that out.
Talked to Ned Yost about that before tonight's game, and he said it wasn't an overall approach against the White Sox. There were just a few hitters that were struggling at the time, chasing pitches up. And so that was the approach against those individual hitters. 2 down to Melky Cabrera. Broken bat. Ground ball to Escobar. And that's an 11 pitch first inning for Vargas. The Royals have been scoring early even with their losing streak. Moustakas, Kane, and Hosmer are coming up. Back in the leadoff spot tonight. Christian Colon will bat 9th. He will be at second base. And while the Royals had a very rough month of April altogether, they have been scoring about 4 runs per game in the last 4. If you're looking for baby steps with the offense getting back on track, and facing a pitcher who has a 6.91 ERA. Dylan Covey, right-hand rookie. Opponents are hitting .321 against him. And it's the second time the Royals will face Covey in the past week. Check swing foul ball by Moustakas.
Not overpowering, just like I said last week. The Royals should be able to get to this young man. However, he shut him down. He only gave him 3 hits in 4 innings. But his fastball, changeup, slider, curve, a lot of fastballs is what he showed his last time out with him. And believe me, that's why Moose wasn't sure that first pitch. He wanted to swing, but then he didn't. But he's all right. He's still in that batter's box. It didn't cost him an out. He's looking to turn and burn.
Fouled away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Moustakas was 2 out of 9 in the Minnesota series. He was the Royals player of the month for April with those 7 home runs, drove in 11.
Congratulations. You'd like to win that award every month.
Close. Narvaez put it out there for Kerwin Danley to take a second look.
Ooh, man, those are close. He's throwing a couple right in there to Moose. Yeah, they're trying to pound him inside. Try to go soft on him here.
Shallow center field, and Garcia, Leury Garcia, who had a huge series against the Royals, offensively and defensively, runs it down.
Jacob May, first start in right field, and he's going to see that the wind's going to be blowing towards his back, or right in his face, towards the foul pole. It's going to have some interesting angles when the ball's hit out there. If a right-handed bat's going to slice towards the line, he'll have his hands full out there.
Inside to Lorenzo Cain, who hit his first home run of the year yesterday in the final game of April. 2-0. And now facing the White Sox, where he's hit 9 home runs. That's the most for him against any one team. 3 balls and no strikes. He also has driven in 43 against Chicago, and that's the most for him against any one opponent. And he's on with a walk, and that was another item for Cain in April. He walked 14 times, and that was the most for him in any month of his career. So of course he begins May with a walk.
Dylan Covey, he's kind of looking around and shaking his head some. He's not sure about Kerwin Danley's strike zone. Definitely hitter friendly zone.
Eric Hosmer with 1 on, 1 out. In the dirt, blocked by Narvaez. Hosmer has 8 hits in his last 6 games. 4-game hitting streak where he's hitting .375.
Definitely waiting him out. He's going to hunt his pitch. Cain could steal. He's got 6 already. 6 out of 6.
Played at third by Davidson, and from a knee he gets the out at second, and Anderson over to first for a double play. So all by himself on the left side. Davidson starts an inning-ending 5-4-3 double play. The second inning, we say hello to Joe Goldberg.
All right, Ryan, you talked about Mike Moustakas being the player of the month. Jason Vargas was the Royals pitcher of the month. And think about that, 2 California kids who spent the bulk of last year on the disabled list. Moose was really excited when he heard the news today that he was player of the month and sharing honors with Vargas, because he said they spent so much time together last year. It was great when the team was around, but when the team was gone, it was the two of them, even with different injuries, in the training room together a lot. And as Vargas was coming back and playing catch on a regular basis, it was Mike Moustakas who was out there playing catch and catching for him and helping get him ready. So 2 guys that had a long road back, even longer for Vargas, California guys sharing honors for the month of April.
Great story, Joe. That's awesome. To get out of the gate like they have, that's wonderful. Man, you know, and that's tough. When your team's out there playing all the time, you're missing it, and you're getting no love, and there's nobody talking about you anymore. You kind of, it bothers you. I'm glad that they've had some early success this year.
Off the end of the bat, Abreu chases a changeup, and Colon comes over from second and makes the play for the first out. Hey, Hud.
Yes, sir.
Embrace the awesomeness of Zubaz by getting your own pair this Friday. Zubaz Palooza. It's a theme ticket. It includes these comfy pants and a seat for the game, and you can only purchase your Zubaz tickets online at Royals.com/theme tickets.
Okay.
Add to your collection, Hud.
Texting my in-house person right now just to make sure I can get me a pair, but I wouldn't mind buying a theme ticket though to get one. Ooh.
That is being fooled by a changeup right there. As Frazier swung so hard his helmet almost came off.
Yeah, he did. He got open stance, sees the ball. Whoop. Yeah, he's gonna shake his head saying, "Yeah, okay." Beauty. So I got to go in the White Sox clubhouse today, and I saw him. Remember how now we hope we don't see him the entire 4 games at second base after getting a hit or first, doing his little digging or his little things. And
right.
He told me what they all were.
I thought it was pulling the rope. No.
Nope. No. When he's digging, he's digging himself. Yeah, dig yourself. And then
did he steal that from you?
No,
that's one of your lines.
Well, you know, and then when he does this, he's rowing. He's in the boat. He's rowing. He's gonna look like he's rowing a boat on the side.
Keep in mind that I'm the only one who can see what you're doing right now.
Hey, look, I'm just explaining to you because in Chicago, we were trying to figure out what he was doing, the signs to his teammates. And I told him how much I would have loved to have been able to do that in my day. But I'd have had a rib ball and a heartbeat the next time I went up to the plate.
Okay, let's say you didn't get a rib ball. Have you thought about what you would do if you were standing at second base?
No, as a matter of fact, I don't know what I would do.
Still 3-2 on Frazier. Wonder Dog was one of your many nicknames, so it'd be something dog related.
How about if I just did scratch my ribs and kick my leg and did a little.
Again, I'm the only one who can see this right now. Maybe that's a good thing.
Oh, watch out.
Okay, so explain to everyone what Frazier was doing.
All right, Frazier, where's the camera? Okay, yeah, he'd get on second base and go like this. He'd go like this, and then he'd do this too.
And you would do?
And I would do this. I would do this and kick my leg.
Kick your leg, like
yeah, like a dog scratch.
Frazier's on with a 1-out walk.
And then I'd have to surgically remove that ball from my rib.
Back in your day.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Davidson had a big series against the Royals. Had a productive month of April, but checks in right here, hitless in his last 11 at bats. Got the call. 0-1 on Davidson. Just made a nice play at third base on a hard hit ground ball by Eric Hosmer, which looked like a base hit off the bat, but ended up being a 5-6-3 double play. I said 5-4-3, and the shortstop Anderson was the cover man. And now he gets jammed, and Bonifacio to the line, makes the play in foul territory, and there are 2 down. And now Leury Garcia. He was in the driver's seat. Brought to you by Kia in the 3-game series in Chicago. All he hit was .636. That's 7 out of 11 with 3 RBIs and 4 driven in. Switch hitter. Down and away, ball 1.
Looked pretty confident. He did his damage on the other side of the plate for the most part. 1 for 2 off Vargas.
So he had .310 in the first month.
And Vargas, you know, he'll get a few pickoffs, and usually it's when a guy goes on his first movement, then he lifts up his leg. His move is not that deceptive going over there, but he's quick, and Vargas is a tremendous athlete. Feels his position well, and can swing the bat if they let him.
Yeah, and you think right now, well, why Frazier? I mean, that's 3 straight throws over there, and he'll steal every now and then. But I remember when Bob McClure was Royals pitching coach, who also pitched for the Royals, and he had a very good move as a lefty.
Oh, one of the best.
He used to say, you know, you don't pick off the great base stealers most of the time if you have a good move as a lefty. You pick off the non-base stealers because their thought is, well, he's not going to try and pick me off, and they'll have a short lead and lose their concentration. Whereas a good base stealer has been studying Vargas's move. He knows what he's looking for. He's really keying in on what the pitcher's doing. There's a base hit into center field for Garcia. So that makes him 8 out of 12 against the Royals this year. And the White Sox have 2 on with 2 out.
He knows himself. Now he has occasional pop, but that ball was right down the middle. Vargas challenged him. So he just stayed short with his swing, didn't try to do too much. Now that was the long distance. Like, you know, Charlie Manuel taught me that one. Remember old Charlie Manuel?
Yeah.
He was a third base coach at Toledo Mud Hens. And and when he would give the 3-0 swing away sign, I'd be playing second base. I'd look at him. He would act like
give you the telescope.
Yeah, he'd give me the telescope, and he'd hold it up to his eye, and he'd
hit it so far that I'll need a telescope.
Right.
Omar Narvaez. He did not go. Now, I mentioned that the White Sox do not have a left-hand batter in their lineup, and that's because Narvaez is listed as a switch hitter. He's going to bat lefty against Vargas.
And he's thinking that can take the changeup away. Guy that's having a hard time with the changeup from the right side is a switch hitter, and that's Vargas's bread and butter. He says, I'm going to hit him from the left side. Vargas faces right-handed stacked lineups all the time. And he will throw a changeup to a lefty, but usually that changeup kind of goes back into their bat, and lefties throwing it to lefties, they don't like that.
That gets past Salvi and puts 2 runners in scoring position. Wild pitch charge to Vargas.
Just stayed down.
2-2. Pulled on the ground to Hosmer. To Vargas. And that's the inning. George Brett will join us when we come back as we look ahead to the Royals Charities broadcast auction coming up this week. Fox Sports Kansas City Royals Charities broadcast auction. For more information, visit royals.com/broadcast auction. That's coming up on Wednesday. And here in the booth with one of the most popular items every year is George Brett.
Well, I don't know that.
Sure it is. Sure it is.
We have a good time.
Dinner with George again this year, right?
Well, we did dinner about 4 or 5 years in a row, and then last year I think the Royals got mad because somebody spends a lot of money to have dinner.
Right.
And we take a lot of that money and we bought too much wine at dinner. And so they said, how about we just do batting practice at the stadium? We'll give them a boxed lunch. And we
probably
did,
won't
we
buy
did,
as much wine
we did
during
a
that.
boxed lunch at the stadium, but the problem was it rained all the day before and all night, and it rained all morning, so all we did was take batting practice in the cage.
Darn it.
Yeah.
Did you buy as much wine for batting practice as you did during dinner? No.
No.
Okay.
Oh, but hey, now this is how much is it going to cost him, Rhino, for dinner with Joe, Hall of Fame?
All depends on how you and I do as salesmen on Wednesday
Oh,
night.
right.
There's some
George.
heat on us, you know.
Did he?
Look at this. No. Well, you know, this is going to be the shortest inning of the year.
It always is. It always is.
And then you always say, can you stay for another half an inning?
right.
You know, 3 more outs.
So is it batting practice again this year?
No,
or are you
it's
going
dinner.
back to
It's
dinner.
dinner at
Good.
Capitol Grill.
Great.
We get a private room. I always bring John Waffen, an ex-manager and a teammate of mine.
Right.
And then we bring Jason Kendall, and if you speak Chinese, you'll understand him perfectly. I can't understand Jason at noon, let alone 8 o'clock at night. But
he talks ball, though. He does talk ball.
And if the Royals, sometimes we do it when the Royals are on the road, so we can watch the game in a private room.
Right.
And to hear Jason's perspective and a manager, John Waffen's perspective on the game, it's totally different because I just played the game. I just worried about playing third base, and I didn't worry about what everybody else was doing. But Jason is a catcher and John is a catcher and a manager. They watch a game completely different than I do. That's why I love sitting with those guys during ball games, which I do whenever they're in town.
Not that catch. Garcia in center field. Alex hits it hard but out. Hud, would you rather have George Brett slide into you at second base in a double play spot or Jason Kendall?
Jason Kendall, because he's not as fast as George. And when George got there, it wasn't going to be there wasn't going to be a little welcome card that he was going to bring. You know, when I got to the big leagues in '84, world champion second baseman Willie Randolph pulled me aside and said, "Kid, there's a couple guys in the league that will not just break up a double play on you, they could end your career. And I went, really? And who is that? Al McRae and George Brett.
And you welcomed that. You said, I want them.
I said,
want
really?
them. I want to stick my knee in their neck.
No.
Didn't you?
No, at that time I was a little nervous because I was young. but George, there's nothing better than to have a reputation like that.
I know it. I loved it.
Huh?
That was the highlight of the day.
Come on with it, man.
You got a chance to break up a double play. Oh, my God.
Would you have a hard time playing in today's game?
Oh, well, I saw the slide Machado slid into Dustin Pedroia, and everybody's going, what a bad slide. I'm going, what was that? What are you talking about?
That was on the norm. That was every day.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't even, God, I would have felt bad only hitting him that hard.
You might have gotten fined in kangaroo court if you only slid into him like that.
Exactly. God, I thought you had a reputation.
Well, they don't want to hurt anybody anymore.
Yeah.
Where was that when Hal roll blocked Willie into left field?
Exactly. Well, that's who I learned it from. I learned it from Hal McRae, and he learned it from Pete Rose and Joe Morgan and the guys on the Reds when he played for the Cincinnati Reds before he got traded over.
Wow.
And I said, man, that looks like a lot of fun, Hal. I'd never thought about doing that. I said, how do you do that? So he said, you just slide and then roll.
And then roll again.
And if you can, pin him to the ground, right?
And then he...
Bonifacio into center field with 2 down. That's the part of the Hal McRae slide into Willie Randolph that there's only really one frame. But were you the runner?
I hit the ball.
Okay,
I hit the ball.
Who was the runner? Because he starts waving somebody home.
Yeah,
Freddie was.
I've got him pinned to the ground. Go home. I mean, that's my favorite part about that highlight.
I remember it was I think I had 2 strikes on me and Guidry was pitching, and it was a playoff game, and God, I had to be first and second or first and third, and I had just tried to hit the ball the other way, and I hit a ground ball. Nettles made a good play on, and he threw it to second, and obviously Willie didn't even throw it to first.
No. You can't. They changed the rule.
He didn't get the ball out of his glove on that one.
Did they change the rule the next year?
Yeah, it was the next year, I think. You had to kind of stay around the bag. You couldn't end up on the outfield grass.
So same way with Utley. Yeah. So Utley, they changed the rule the next year for him too. But George, speaking of that Utley play, have you ever seen a shortstop take the ball and turn his back to the runner like that and do a little pirouette?
No.
So when I saw that happening, I'm going, oh no, you can't do that.
You're open.
Wide open.
Wide open.
Know who's running.
Yep.
Where's your buddy to say, hey?
What did Willie Randolph tell you?
Right.
You got to know who's running.
You got to know. Utley is like you, George. He plays the game the same way. He should have known better.
Now, George, we're not going to have you here on Wednesday, so we need you to give us that little extra touch of selling the item of Capitol Grill.
Well, Capitol Grill
on the spot.
It is my favorite restaurant in town.
Okay.
I mean, if you want a steak, they have the great bone-in filet. We can order anything off the menu you want. They have the great calamari. We'll get any appetizers you want. We'll get a private room. I don't know how many people you get to bring, but it is a wonderful night. It's something that I look forward to doing every year, and hopefully somebody will look forward to doing it with us this year.
It'll command a big price tag, I'm forecasting.
I hope so. It's for a good cause.
That's right.
And we won't have trouble selling that, George. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah,
you got
thanks,
it,
George.
You got it.
Jacob May, number 9 hitter, will lead off. He's playing in right field because Avisail Garcia is out. Our University of Kansas Health System injury report. Left yesterday's game in the 5th inning with tightness in his groin, so not on the disabled list, but not in the lineup. Hosmer went to the railing, and the ball came back for him, and May is out on 1 pitch.
Well, Garcia, we're not happy for him that he injured himself, but if it happened to be when it was, I guess it's okay since we got 4 games with him.
One out to Tyler Saladino. And a strike. I thought the question you asked George was both interesting and funny at the same time.
It was?
In talking about today's slide rules.
Okay.
And a question that's rarely asked, but for guys in your era, what about us? How come nobody cared about keeping us safe around the bag?
Right. Well, I can tell you, money changed that. Hey, we have to show it to you. There's George. He's hitting. And there's Hal. Look at that. Look at that. Now, do you think Joe Torre would have something to say about that slide today?
He's a first down away from second base when that play is over.
And no wonder Willie had those feelings that he shared with me. I'm glad he did.
Now, as you watch that, Hud, who is to blame on that play?
Willie is. Willie should have tricked him. Willie should have. He should have given him a different move and should have. You got to trick guys like that. I used to. I would go fake like I was going out and get it, and I'd come back the other way and take the bag on the other side. But you know, I have to see it from its.
How about the double clutch by Nettles?
Oh man, right? There it is. There it is.
That takes the rhythm out of the play, right?
Exactly. I didn't even see that. That's the whole culprit right there. That's the whole.
Because even the cameraman started to pan to the right because he was expecting that the throw was going to go right away, but the double clutch that put Randolph in a bad spot, right?
That's right. I got taken out one time really bad, but didn't injure me by Lenny Dykstra on a ball. Butch Hobson was the third baseman. We're in Tidewater. I'm playing with the Columbus Clippers, and his ground ball, same thing, double clutch. He threw it in there. And I turned, and Lenny Dykstra went head first, and he threw his heels over, and he clipped me above my knees and got me pretty good. And I had to leave the game. Not till the inning was over. But I had got Lenny before that. Had a little pickoff play, and he came into second base, and I dropped the gate, and I took my tag, and I knocked his helmet into left field. Stood there over him. I wanted to fight him, and he didn't want to fight. He ran off, but he came back and got me. I respected him for that.
All these people in Kansas City think you're such a nice guy, you know, and you wouldn't hurt a fly. The more stories you tell about your career, I wanted to fight him as part of almost every story.
Between the lines.
And the other guy just wouldn't cooperate.
He didn't. He didn't want to fight. But he got me back, and I respected him for that. He got me good.
All right, so all fun stories aside, don't forget, during the broadcast auction on Wednesday, it's dinner for 4 at Capitol Grill with George Brett, John Wathan, and Jason Kendall. A lot of great items. I got a preview of some that the Royals clubhouse has put together. Experiences, some really unique experiences, as well as autograph items. And so make sure you tune in on Wednesday. Opportunities of a lifetime. Change up and a hitter's count. 2-2 on Anderson, who flied to center field in the first inning.
Pull the string on me. That's what they'll say lots of times when they go back to the dugout.
Off the end of the bat, Bonifacio's first step was back, and now the ball drops in front of him. Tried for a force at second base, but Saladino beats the throw.
Hard to read a swing when it's off the end of the bat, although you can tell the size of the guy. He's not a power hitter, so you didn't have to take 3 steps back, but he did, and that's cost him the out. He also knows that there's a big wind blowing out there, so look, it's not easy to be able to pick up the swing sometimes on contact.
First and second, 1 out. Melky Cabrera taking all the way. Grounded out to short in the first inning. One and one. The 2017 MLB All-Star Game ballot is here. Head to Royals.com/vote to choose your hashtag ASG-worthy. ASG-worthy stars, and send them to the All-Star Game July 11th in Miami. You can vote right now. You can vote tomorrow. Vote at Royals.com.
It's already started May 1st.
Another pop-up, shallow into the outfield, and Bonifacio comes in to make the play in front of Kane. 2 down.
While we get a chance here, let's do our Kubota power stat, and we're going to show you about this young man stepping in right here. That is multi-hit games in his last 6. That's what he's going. He's pretty hot. Now, he did leave the field when the Royals were there. He slipped on a play and kind of tweaked his groin a little bit, or a hip flexor, whatever they called it, but he's back and he can rake. Be a big opportunity for Vargy to shut him down right here. Keep them off the board.
And it's early enough still that if you have a streak like that, you can really change your batting average. And during this streak, his average has gone from 183 to 277. Popped out to Colon at second base in the second inning tonight. Good spot, 0-2.
It's right where you want to be. Anywhere but the middle. Abreu likes to go to right field. He's an inside-out hitter. He'll pull it if you make him. Beautiful.
Picked a great spot for his first strikeout with Abreu up and 2 men on base.
Oh, he scalpeled him. Now get him some runs.
Sunday school teacher Sharon Baker, along with 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, began raising money to buy goats through World Vision International to support the fight against hunger and human trafficking. Goats that are purchased are then given to those in need to produce milk and other dairy products to prevent starvation. Lovingly referred to as the Crazy Goat Lady, Sharon and her Sunday school classes have raised money for 226 goats.
Wow.
She doesn't look like a crazy goat lady to me.
She looks like she's a lot of fun. Are you kidding? Yeah, she's doing great work. Kidding me? It's great. Thank you.
1-1 on Alcides Escobar, followed by Christian Colon and Mike Moustakas. Esky was 1 for 8 against Minnesota over the weekend with an RBI. Well hit, left center field, and off the glove of Garcia, and then almost caught by Cabrera. Escobar is at second base with nobody out. Garcia says it hit me on the heel of the glove.
This ball was hit a long way, but it had a lot of height to it. And Garcia jumped, and when he really didn't have to, it looks like. Now, but see, that wall is so deep, sometimes it can be deceiving to the outfielder. I'll never forget Esky leading off the opening night of World Series. That's what that's bringing me a little flashback from. That was one of the most.
Yoenis Cespedes.
Oh, it was one of the most exciting plays I've ever seen in baseball. First pitch of the game.
And to that point, Escobar had already developed a reputation of swinging at the first pitch and getting a lot of hits and doing so. Now on the biggest stage with an inside the park home run against Matt Harvey. Colon gets the bunt down. Abreu connects with Saladino. Escobar goes to third. 1 away.
Textbook. There you go. When you're struggling to score runs, small ball plays a big part, and that's in the Royals. That's their game. Right man, right spot. Look at that technique. Great bend in the knees right there. I like that. He's bent, he's down, he's looking, see it down, and then run out of the box. Excellent job. It's nice to see the technique there. The barrel was above the hands, so that's going to get the ball down. He's able to see it. Now get him in.
Play at third by Davidson again. That is the second good play he's made playing in at third base. So Escobar has to hold at third. 2 away.
You know what? That's just excellent play is what that is. And good defensive alignment. White Sox are a much better defensive team so far this year to go along with that outstanding pitching. But one of the reasons that the White Sox have been so good this year is they've been very stingy with runners in scoring position. The White Sox pitching, period. They've limited opponents to just a 187 average. That's the second lowest mark in Major League Baseball. And that's one of the reasons they're defending. They're making plays like that. If that ball glances off of his glove, Escobar scores.
And now a ground ball to Saladino. Royals get a leadoff double. They get a runner to third with 1 out, but Dylan Covey gets 2 ground balls, including that nice play at third by Davidson. just completed month of April. Orioles and Yankees tied atop the American League East, both 15-8. Washington Nationals 17-8. That's the best record in the major leagues. 170 runs scored. You see Bryce Harper, what do you have, 32 runs scored all by himself in the month of April, major league record. And Eric Thames, the Brewers took a risk by, first of all, not giving Chris Carter a contract after tying for the league lead in home runs. They just non-tendered him, let him go. He's now playing for the Yankees. And then they signed Thames, who had 3 big years in Korea, which is hardly the same level as the major leagues, but so far he brought that power with him back to the States.
And the organization taking a risk signing him to a 3-year deal. Not sure if he could, catch up to a heater, because in that league nothing but split fingers, fork balls, big curves, a lot of off-speed pitches. Very rarely anybody throwing over 90. But he learned some stuff over there. He learned how to wait back and see that ball. I guarantee you he's seeing a beach ball here in the American League.
Full count on Frazier. He walked with 1 out in the 2nd inning. He's the DH tonight. Davidson's at 3rd, and that decision's paid off twice for manager Rick Renteria. And now a leadoff walk. That's Vargas's 3rd walk tonight. He had only walked 2 in his first 26 2/3 innings, and now 3, 1 in each of the last 3 innings. Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save. And now here is Matt Davidson, 0 for 1. But he made a very good play in the 1st inning on a hard hit ground ball by Eric Hosmer and started a double play. And then with a runner at 3rd and 1 out in the just completed bottom of the 3rd inning, made a play on Moustakas, which saved a run. 1-1.
Check out the plays here now. That ball there is only hit at 108 miles per hour. This one here is too hopper. He had to go a little bit further for it, but he's able to catch it on the top of the hop and got the out. Saved the run.
And now hit deep to center field, but Keane is there to make the play. Davidson is 0 for 2.
Cool night. You really got to hit it to get it out of here in that part of the ballpark. From alley to center field, you got to really juice it. Now you can hit one down the lines here, especially to right field. You got to really jump on it.
Fouled away by Garcia. Single to center field in the 2nd inning. Not very big, but his OPS would suggest otherwise. 847. That's a slugging percentage over 500. Bonifacio fades back in right field. He's got it. 2 down. This is why this ballpark is such a great fit for Jason Vargas and his style of pitching. A fly ball pitcher, even on a warm night in the middle of the summer, but especially on a cold night in the springtime. And now Narvaez.
He likes to pitch here, though, for sure. You mentioned it, and not too many pitchers don't like to pitch here. They all do. Look at the home games here this year so far. And he's got a little scoreless streak of 18 in the 3rd.
Back through the middle. Frazier makes the turn. He'll go to 3rd. Narvaez is 1 for 2. Runners at the corners with 2 down.
Little right off the fist, and the mound slowed it down some, but not enough. And Vargas gonna have to take him himself.
And now the number 9 hitter, Jacob May, who is hitting .030. He is 1 for 33. And he began his big league career this year 0 for 26 before he got his first hit.
Ouch. He's fortunate to still be here. If you're a rookie and you have a start like that, there's a lot of people going to say, well, you know what, maybe we should send him back. It's fortunate they still keep him, staying with him. He's a good defender.
Comes from a baseball family. His father, Lee May Jr., was a first-round pick of the Mets. Actually finished his career in the Royals minor league system. And his grandfather, Lee May Sr., played 18 years in the big leagues and hit 354 home runs.
Man.
And he began his big league career, Lee May Sr., 0 for 14.
Wow.
And ended up having a great career. And his uncle Carlos May also played 10 seasons in the big leagues.
Well, you'd think he'd be hungry for a hit and swing at that. Vargas was left it down low thinking he would, but he's got a 3-1 count here.
Base hit left field. Royals have been stung quite a bit during this homestand by light hitting number 9 hitters.
3-1 count. Vargas didn't want to lose him. He tried an inside fastball and he pulled it right there in the hole.
So a leadoff walk turns into a run. And now first and second for Tyler Saladino. Byron Buxton, who is hitting in the 130s for Minnesota, had some key walks in the 2 games. Had a key bunt single. One and one on Saladino. Only Dave Holtzman, our associate producer, would come up with this one, but a guy named May drives in the first run of the month.
Oh, that's beautiful. Except it's not on our team.
Did that ball come apart?
It
on
did.
That foul ball?
Yeah, I was seeing if we could get a shot of that, but you know, when you have a cup bat and sometimes you hit off the end, it'll put a little cut in the ball, but that almost ripped the cover off. Let's see if we can show you. Right off the end of the bat, and look at the covers coming off.
Sometimes that will happen and the ball is in play.
Yep.
And a fielder has to field and throw a ripped up baseball. Moustakas makes the play at third. Inning over. White Sox get a leadoff walk, and the number 9 hitter Jacob May drives him home. 1-0 Chicago. Middle of the order coming up for the Royals. the Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest lasting full-size pickup on the road. And you can find yours at your local Mid-America Chevy dealer. And by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Find a servicing Steel dealer at steeldealers.com or search STIHL. Jacob May with just his second big league hit. Drives in Todd Frazier, who had reached with a walk, and Chicago strikes first. And now the Royals have Hosmer, Perez, and Gordon coming up against Dylan Covey. Outside corner a strike. We showed you last half inning the two good plays at third by Matt Davidson, the first of which was against Hosmer, which resulted in a double play. That's a little bit down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chop to the right side. Saladino throws on the run. 1 away.
Let's do some Panera around the majors. At the Tribe in Detroit. Tyler Collins unloaded. That's his second home run of the year. 3-run shot. Man, top of the 6th inning. Tigers are up 7-1 in the 5th. 6 now. Wow.
Cleveland 14-10 leads the division. Detroit 12-12. 4th place, 2 games back.
How good would a 3-run home run look? Have we hit one yet this year, Holtz? Oof.
Salvi takes low. Speaking of home runs, 6 home runs in April, the most for him in the month of April, and his second best month of his career. Anderson out from short to make the play. Salvi hit 7 in June of 2015. So Dylan Covey, whose ERA is 6.91, and he had a decent start against the Royals on Tuesday. Took a no decision and only went 4 innings in that start. But he allowed just 2 runs. Tonight, 3 2/3 scoreless, allowing just 2 hits and 3 total base runners. Alex doubled to the, or rather flied to the warning track in center field in the 2nd inning. Garcia made a good play.
Yep, I've had a few guys hit some atom balls.
2-1.
Kobe looks to me like he doesn't have anything really special. His fastball's around low 90s. His curve, little slider, mixed in the changeup.
Two and two. That is down for a base hit in left field. Alex is digging for 2, and he's in there with a double.
Line to deep center field his first time up, and this was a little high fastball, and he had the right idea. This is what he's been doing in batting practice. Anything in, he's been trying to fight it to left, and that's working. He's going to stay with that. That's the 2nd hit now in consecutive games. He's gotten to the opposite field. He's starting to find it.
White Sox got their run with 2 outs, and now the Royals will try and do the same. Bonifacio is 1 for 1. Fastball got away from him. 1 ball and no strikes. Bonifacio went up the middle and singled to center in the 2nd inning. 2-0. Off the plate and foul. 2-1. Bonifacio with that movement with his hand would suggest that he's trying to remind himself on a pitch like that, don't pull it. Think up the middle. Think the other way.
That's what you want to do. Let the ball travel deep and use that whole field.
Or you can just hit it out of sight. Up on the stairs. Way up the stairs. Jorge Bonifacio gets a 2-run home run and the Royals take the lead.
He hit that up there to Joel Goldberg's home. Up at the Fox stage up there. Wow. What a bomb. Man, this is exactly what they need. A little slider that just laid up there, and he knew it on contact. That ball got small in a hurry. Got some backspin on it, hit one step, and look where it bounced. All the way to the top of the yard. Oh, man, that's welcome right there.
.432 feet. 1-1 on Brandon Moss. Interesting too. I was just saying, you know, when a hitter, after they swing and they make that motion, you know, with their bottom hand and they're kind of pointing it toward this, if you're a right-hand batter, pointing it toward the second baseman, it would mean, you know, you're being too quick. Slow down as Moss grounds out. Well, he had the right idea. He ended up pulling it in the end, but had a really good-looking swing path.
Oh, man, was that nice.
Joel will talk about some very special guests who are at Kauffman Stadium here tonight when we come back.
Into the Royals offense with that bomb, his second career homer. And that's Yellowwood bringing the lumber. You want to bring it? Be careful it's not over the middle. Oh, man, he got some backspin on that ball, and it ain't coming back. One hopped it up on Goldberg and Monty's perch up there on their post-game show. That was a long one.
So Vargas pitching with the lead, and now Bonifacio backs up, fighting the wind, makes the play to get Tim Anderson one down. Let's go to Joel.
All right, well, that was right in front of me, not the home run. Hud, you talked about that, but the catch there for Jorge Bonifacio. We wanted to recognize some folks that are here today from the Overland Park Fire Department, and you'll remember probably many people the 8-alarm fire back in March and all that damage to an apartment complex and neighboring homes. Many of the folks from that fire department had a chance to be out here today. No batting practice for the Royals beforehand, so they were able to do a meet and greet before the game, and then they actually about 30 firefighters expected to be here, brought some special hats. The Royals were going to wear those during batting practice today. They'll wear them tomorrow instead to recognize the Overland Park Fire Department. And you know, I think one of the cool things too, guys, that the folks from the fire department wanted to point out that it wasn't just them. No lives lost that day, a lot of destruction, but the many fire departments from around the area on hand to help out, and the folks from OP happy to be here and get those honors. And right now, it's the Jorge Bonifacio show.
Way to go, Joel. Great report on those wonderful people there. They're real heroes, and appreciate your work and your service. Never know when you're going to need somebody like them.
An 8-alarm fire. Wow.
And that was windy. It was a windy day. And caught fire. I saw it from my house. I saw the smoke. But, you know, then we turn on the news. It's like, wow. I got some calls from some of my friends in California wanting to know if it was close to our house. Thankfully, no one got injured. But you know that wind and you know those cinders, you know, they catch your houses on fire, man. It's dangerous.
2-1 on Abreu. He is 0 for 2. That's hard hit. But Keane is there in center field. So Vargas pitching with the lead has a 1-2-3 top of the 5th inning with 3 more outs in the air. White Sox to 1-run 4 hits in his 5 innings. Students join us here at Kauffman Stadium every Wednesday home game for Student Nights presented by Inc. Magazine. You can purchase tickets for just $10 with your student ID and enjoy a happy hour special at the concession stands as Escobar is 2 for 2. He is doubled and now singled, leading off the bottom of the 5th inning. Also during Student Night, you'll listen to live local music on the Outfield Experience stage before the game.
87 right down the middle. That's what you do with it. Slash and dash. Way to hit the ball on the ground. Find the holes.
Here's Colon. He moved Escobar from second to third with a sacrifice bunt in the third inning. Royals had a runner at second, nobody out, and then a runner at third with one out, and Kobe pitched out of it. Got some help from his defense. Play at third by Davidson. And then the Royals did it the hard way in the fourth inning with 2 outs and nobody on. Gordon doubled and Bonifacio homered.
Time for CC to check in here.
He does some of his best work against the White Sox. He's a .378 career hitter against Chicago. Escobar runs, hit and run, and slicing away from May, but he's across the line to make the catch. So Colon was not able to get it on the ground, and Escobar has to go back to first.
Good try. Usually don't see that with nobody out, but anything to get something going. Reason why is because you don't want to take a chance of getting the guy thrown out and ruin a possible big inning.
Mike Moustakas is batting leadoff again tonight. He is flied to center and grounded to third. And there's a line drive into right field, and May with a dive. He trapped it. Escobar stops at second. Moustakas has his first hit, and the Royals have 2 more base runners in the 5th.
Man, I'll tell you what, though, May was on that. He tracked that heat-seeking missile. That ball had topspin on it. It sunk. It looks like it may have hit him in the chest on the bounce. He missed it with his glove. Let's see what this angle shows here. Yeah, looked like it caught him right on the chest there on the bounce. But when you leave your feet, you want to make sure that the ball does not get away from you and get behind you. He did a fine job of keeping it in front, because that could have sent Escobar to third base had it gotten by him, maybe scored him.
Kane walked in the first, grounded to second in the third. Down and in, ball 1. We're just showing you the White Sox defense, and I remember noticing this in Chicago. Now, I know Lorenzo Cain only has 1 home run now, but he has 20 home run potential. But boy, the White Sox are certainly not playing him that way. Garcia shallow in center. May is very shallow in right. Down and in, 3-0.
Well, Donnie Cooper, longtime pitching coach of the White Sox, got to feel pretty good about his young man, his Rule 5 guy they picked up in December. This Donnie Cooper's been around a long time, 29th year with the White Sox organization as a pitching coach, and this young man, he's held his own.
3-1.
Okay, now 3-1 here. Lorenzo's telling himself, stay short to the ball. I'm going to drive the ball, stay right in the middle of the field. We'll see where the pitch is. But with Hosmer coming up, he knows he's going to get a good pitch to hit right here. He doesn't want to walk him. Sometimes you just take your chance.
Outside, he walked again, and they're loaded up.
Great job by Lorenzo to lay off of that, to eyeball it. It's hard to do when you want to hit. Now here comes Coop.
That is Covey's second walk. For Remember, if you can't catch a game on TV, you can stream games live on your mobile device. Download the Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Royals. Covey has only pitched into the 6th inning once, so Rick Renteria has been careful with the Rule 5 pick. He spent most of last year in A ball, and now, per the rules of the Rule 5, has to spend all of this year in the big leagues for the White Sox to keep him. He threw just 86 pitches and went 4 innings against the Royals on Tuesday. And now he's in trouble with 1 out in the 5th inning tonight. Bases loaded for Eric Hosmer.
It's got to be your pitch, and he's got to think straight away center field. Going to come inside to try to.
Low for ball 1.
Look him up. Elevate him here. Make him get the ball up. Royals haven't gotten a hit all year with bases loaded.
One and one. And that's what the White Sox are hoping for right there, that Covey can get Hosmer to hit one on the ground. He is grounded into a double play. That was in the 1st inning, which began with a good play at 3rd by Davidson. And he's also grounded out to 2nd base.
That's what he's trying to do. He's going to try to get him on some off-speed pitches to pull the ball. Ross has really got to be patient here and realize that the pressure is on the young rookie Dylan Covey, not on Haas.
Change up down. 1 and 2. White Sox had nightmares about situations like that last year. Eric Hosmer drove in 23 runs against the White Sox alone last season. And now here he is with the bases loaded, 1 out tonight. Still live, 1 and 2. We had George Brett on with us in the 2nd inning tonight, and only George had a better year in Royals history against one opponent. One year he had 29 RBIs against the Rangers.
It's amazing. Not a pitch to him. I can't believe it. Now he's going to try to get Haas to swing out of the zone if he possibly can. He's ahead in the count, 1 and 2. Good as Covey. Let's see. Multiple fingers down there.
Got him.
Over anxious.
And Dylan Covey picked a great spot for his first strikeout tonight. And now the Royals will have to get it done with 2 outs. Salvador Perez has flied to center. He has popped to short. In April, the Royals scored the fewest runs in the major leagues with 2 outs. They scored 19. The Nationals, who led the major leagues, scored 69 with 2 outs. But here we are in a new month, and the Royals have both of their runs with 2 outs tonight. Fouled off of Narvaez, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And he challenged Salvi right there on the inner half. I think Salvi right here is really kind of looking to the opposite field, middle of the field.
Michael Inoa with Covey at 68 pitches. Stayed up, and the ball hit the bag. 2 more runs with 2 outs tonight. And a 4-1 Royals lead in the 5th inning. Davidson was right there. That was going to be an easy play for him.
And how about that? The fortunes are changing now for the Royals. The warm's starting to turn a little bit now. Let's not get too excited, but look, that one hop right there off the base was a beautiful thing. Way to pick up Hosmer, Salvi. That's exactly what you do. You pick him up. Haas feels bad about swinging at that ball in the dirt, but now he doesn't feel as bad. Oh, you're right. The way Davis has been playing, he'd have gotten that final out anywhere around the base there.
Fouled away by Alex. He doubled with 2 outs in the 4th inning and scored on the Bonifacio home run, and now he has Kane at 3rd, Perez at 1st. Alex has also flied to the wall in center field tonight. Left center field and slicing over toward Cabrera, and that's the inning. So suddenly the Royals are scoring runs with 2 outs. 2 runs with 2 outs in the 4th, and the home field advantage with that bag at 3rd base, giving the Royals 2 more here in the 5th. With the bases loaded 2 down, hit a ground ball to 3rd, and it hit 3rd base. Drives in Escobar and Moustakas, and the Royals have a 3-run lead and picks up his teammate along the way.
Yeah, believe it. That's what this game's all about, man. It's so tough, and you can't come through with one guy. Hey, look, next guy, pick me up.
Here's our Sprint trivia question. Name the 5 Royals to record a hit in the Royals' 7-run rally against the White Sox May 28th. 5 Royals recorded a hit. Well, more than 5, just name 5, right? Only 5? One had 2.
Brett Eibner.
He had 2 hits, including the walk-off. Drew Butera had the big double that tied the game. So that's 2. Now, remember, it was a day game after a night game, so it's probably a lineup that did not have a lot of the regulars in there. So there's probably enough to. How about Chesler Cuthbert? Chesler Cuthbert. We've got 3.
Escobar.
Omar Infante.
Good try.
That'd have been, yeah.
Good try.
He walked in the inning.
Oh, but he got on base. That was some kind of win.
Gerard Dyson. Nope. So we've got Cuthbert, Eibner, Butera. Crack bat, and it's going to drop in front of Kane, and Todd Frazier's on for the third time. He's walked twice. And now a leadoff single. He had a leadoff walk in the fourth inning, which turned into the White Sox first run. Here's Matt Davidson. He is fouled out to right and flied out to center field. Well, let's start using some of the obvious guys. Eric Hosmer did not have a hit in that inning.
Alex.
Hosmer did. There's 4.
Alex Gordon had to get in there.
No.
How about Paulo?
Good guess. Caught by Moustakas. 1 down. And now Vargas has allowed 1 run in 5 1/3 innings. Scott Alexander warms up behind him. 92 pitches for Vargas. Now Leury Garcia. Breaking ball taken for a strike. Whit Merrifield.
Okay, he was one.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Got him.
Got him, all 5 of them. On the ground to Colon. Out at second, Escobar. Not in time. Garcia can really run. But the Royals get the lead runner 2 away. There's Cuthbert. Eibner's first hit. Whit Merrifield. Hosmer, Butera that tied it. And Eibner with the game winner.
Oh, I'll never forget that look of that White Sox fan there.
Now Narvaez. So the Royals were down 7-1 in the 9th inning. They scored 7. Royals were down 4-2 in the 8th inning the next day and won 5-4. They were down by 2 or more runs in all 3 games of that series and won.
That's when the magic was happening.
Royals have had a lot of trouble this year with Minnesota in the later innings. They've scored so many runs in the 7th inning or later. Well, last year in that one series, HUD, against the White Sox, the Royals outscored the White Sox 15-1 in the 7th inning or later.
Dominant.
And they're scoring much earlier tonight. Vargas has given up 1 run in 6 innings. Jorge Bonifacio, who blasted a 2-run home run, he'll lead off the bottom of the 6th. So it looks like he's done for the night after allowing 1 run, 5 hits in 6 innings.
Now, what he's good at is apologizing. We've seen it before for giving up a run.
Our Sonic Slam inning contestant is Stephanie Bowers from Raytown. And if the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Stephanie wins $1,400. Bonifacio, right field, shallow, and May comes up and makes the play.
Let's go back to his 2nd career home run. Let's check it out pitch by pitch here. Okay. First pitch inside Covey. Threw his breaking ball, trying to get him to swing out of the zone. This is Bainley, but then he threw one right down the heart of the plate on a little breaking ball. Got a little slider. One hopped to the very top of the ballpark. You see Chesler Cuthbert in there by chance? His whole smile lit up the entire dugout for the Royals. He's happy for his
Always
buddy.
does.
Ah, you know what? I love that. That kid. He's special. He cares about the team.
Moss with a laser beam to right field, but righted May.
It's going to be fun. He's getting close to being totally locked in. He can hammer that baseball. Add topspin on it.
Here's Eske. He is doubled. And he is singled and scored a run.
Eske's due for a 3-hit game, maybe a 4-hit game. That's what you're looking like right here, man. Just stay looking fastball. Stay out over the middle of the plate. There's nobody on, 2 outs, going to give you a pitch to hit. Got under it.
Garcia waits and brings it down. Dylan Covey pitches 6 innings for the first time in his big league career. By Panera. Panera caters for every group, every size, every meal. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, official sporting goods retailer of the Kansas City Royals.
How about Jason Vargas? He was dealing tonight. Did a nice job. He toes the slab. He's got the scalpel in his hand, and it's usually sharp. It shattered his bat. That's Cabrera. Keeps the ball down off the side of the plate, and he just scalpels the dish. Great job. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. Great job. 96 pitches. Just hold it up for him now. Pete Moylan toeing the slab. Pete getting another opportunity as he's been used a lot by Ned.
Chevy called to the bullpen. This is his 15th appearance. And this is the Royals' 24th game. So he is on pace to appear in 101 games this year, which, by the way, would not be a major league record.
Wow. Wonder what that is.
106.
Really?
By the Dodgers' Mike Marshall, the pitcher Mike Marshall, in 1974. There was also a hitter, Mike Marshall.
A rubber arm.
106 appearances. And then Kent Tekulve, the submarine pitcher for the Pirates, 94 in 79. And then more recently, Solomon Torres for the Pirates, 94 appearances in 06.
Well, one of the reasons is that, you know, Moreland, he's not afraid, he's fearless, but also when you don't come up over the top, there's less strain on your shoulder and your elbow. So when he brings it down sidearm like that, it's not as stressful on the joints. That's the reason Tekulve was up there with so many. He threw down underneath it. His knuckles almost scraped the ground.
Jacob May is down on strikes. Let's go to Joel.
All right, Ryan, let's take a look at our showstopper to Fenway Park. Good AL East rivalry here. And actually, we'll go to Yankee Stadium and Jacoby Ellsbury making the highlight catch on Ryan Goins. Check that out, as somehow he crashes into the wall, runs score. And we've seen that a few times. Hud, you've talked about it before. Some, like Wrigley Field, perhaps a little more unforgiving than others.
Now Saladino. He grounds it out to second base. He is now 0 for 3 with a walk. Now last time up, he put a little hurting on the baseball, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, you know, and happy that Royals Authentics brought up this ball here of it getting caught there. Check that out. Okay. Of course, it's got the official. It means it was the real
Authenticated.
deal. Authenticated, but that's what happened to that ball. Cut bat.
Yep. Justin Villarreal from the Royals Authentic Store brought that up to the booth.
Yeah, that's nice.
Thank him
Justin.
for that.
Yeah, it's cool. But you know that happens sometimes. And you said that lots of times that ball's put in play. And imagine picking that up and throwing it. I mean, it probably would get there, but I remember getting a ball off the wall one time from pitcher Brent Smith, and it had a big old gash in it. And I looked at it and I threw it out, and he got back to the dugout and he says, "Who said you could throw that ball out?" I said, "Well, man, there was a big old 2-inch gash on it." He said, "I was getting hitters out with that ball. Who said you could throw that in? Don't do that again." You know, he wasn't an overpowering pitcher, but he loved it because he got the ball to do tricks. So I learned from that.
Two and two on Tim Anderson.
Looks like Moreland's slider's working it really big tonight. And he'll add and subtract velocity to make it have a bigger break. A little less velocity makes it break bigger. Ooh, sinker, nice.
Well, Moreland does his job. 3 up, 3 down with 2 strikeouts.
Boy, big old beat.
are offering a unique way for fans across the Midwest to enjoy a game here at Kauffman Stadium. It's the Raised Royal Fan Express. Fans in designated markets will have the opportunity to win a trip to the K. And the next stop is Tulsa on May 6th. Go to Royals.com/Fan Express for more information. Dylan Covey with a career high 6 innings. Starts the 7th. 1-1 against Christian Colon. 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt tonight. Covey has thrown just 79 pitches in his 6th inning. He gave up 2 2-out runs in the 4th and 2 2-out runs in the 5th. That's below the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. Line base hit left field for Colon. It'll roll deep. And Melky Cabrera gets it back to the infield quickly and made a perfect throw to second base. That might have gotten Terrence Gore.
Yeah, no, he did the right thing, but good job. And look for that fastball over the middle of the plate. He got it. Drifted in. Turned on him. Wait, CC. 8th hit for the Royals.
And they go right back to work in the White Sox bullpen. Mike Moustakas with a runner at first, nobody out. Fastball away, ball 1. Two and 0 now, skips away from Narvaez, and Colon moves up to second base.
You got to look for that. Good job. Anything that bounces, Colon was on it. He took off the minute the ball bounced. Slider. Tries the backhand now. You don't want to do that because you got to throw them thumbs out and keep that ball in front of you. Happens.
A mile high behind the plate. And Narvaez couldn't catch it. Mike Moustakas almost was in the Royals dugout, assuming that was going to be an out, and now he has to turn around and come back to the plate.
Oh man. Now Dylan Covey is thinking, really? Oh. Had a chance to get it out, and I got to throw another pitch to this guy. His name is Moose.
Change up. He's thrown some good ones tonight. That'll move the runner. Not the most graceful defensive play for the White Sox, but Mike Moustakas with 2 strikes makes a productive out and gets a runner to third with 1 away.
Yeah, that's good to see. It was a breaking ball down, but Moose, he did that on purpose. He tried to guide it over that right side. Covey was showing some athleticism there. Brayu's throw is a little high. Almost threw a run to the Royals there.
It's getting late. The Royals lead by 3, so Rick Renteria will bring the infield in.
Right here, I want to think middle and up. Get the ball airborne.
Strike over the inside. Kane has walked twice. He has 16 walks this year, and he's grounded out to second base. Almost got him on the hip. Trying to tie him up and hope that he hits a slow roller to the left side. Two and one. Colon singled. He went to second on a wild pitch and to third on the Moustakas ground out. Pounded foul. Lorenzo is not very happy with himself. Looked like he muscled up for a little extra.
He did. He knew it. But that's a good pitch for him to drive there.
Let's go!
Well, let's hope Kane gets a base hit right here. Otherwise, I don't know what those guys are capable of.
Yeah.
Still alive.
Kobe having a lot of success with his changeup down to both lefties and righties. Haas on deck. I'm sure he'd like another shot. Drive in a run.
Narvaez couldn't hang on to it. It was the right pitch, and here you've got a 25-year-old rookie, so he's not real young, but because of the Rule 5 rules, he's making the jump from A ball to the big leagues, and he shook off Narvaez twice, so he knew exactly what he wanted to throw right there. He did not defer to the catcher. Narvaez doesn't have a lot of major league experience, but he knew what he wanted to throw to Kane. So will he throw another slider? Now they're going to try and get him with a fastball. Narvaez lets the left side of the infield know, and Kane strikes out.
Hey, what, Kobe, he's done a good job for the most part of keeping the ball on the corners and down when he's had to. Struck out Eric Hosmer on a changeup down, and this pitch was not a good pitch to hit. It was way in, but he had Kane in swing mode.
So Colon at third with two down. No problem, because the Royals have scored all their runs with two outs tonight. Changeup fades in for a strike, and Covey threw changeups to strike out Hosmer in the fifth inning, which was a huge out at the time. The Royals had the bases loaded with one out. Hosmer at the plate. Covey got a strikeout, and then Salvador Perez hit a ground ball off of third base, which scored two runs. Drilled deep left center field. Garcia is back, and that is gone. And the Royals continue to score with two outs tonight.
Shock the house. Hosmer's back. Yeah, it's nice to see that smile on his face. Salvi put a little charge into him, a little energy here at the ballpark after losing 9 straight. Yeah, it's got to be about over. Right down the middle. Haas can't miss that. That's his power strength. That's exactly where he likes to go. And he's got plenty of strength to get into opposite field here at the K and Sure, that felt good for him.
Six runs for the Royals, all with 2 outs. And the White Sox make a Chevy call to the bullpen. Royals lead 6-1 in the bottom of the 7th. If you'd like to host your company, your family, a sports team, or another group here at the ballpark for a special occasion, group tickets, single game suites, and party areas are now available throughout the summer. And if you're interested, call 816-504-4040 option 4 or email groupsales@royals.com for rates and availability. Big Michael Inoa comes on with 2 outs, 2 in for the Royals, and he'll pitch to Salvador Perez.
Inoa, big fastball, and it moves. It's a hard, heavy sinker, mid to upper 90s. Now let's take a look at Haas real quick. Now let's see that little side angle of it. Okay, lifts up that leg, loads them hips, and then here comes the head. Good head position, but I like that. He's really great. You get straight. Pop, everything was nice. When the lines are straight, that means all balance is right on, and that was perfect. Didn't try to pull it, didn't try to do too much. Kept his hands inside the ball. Perfect swing.
Salvi had the biggest hit tonight. The Royals have hit 2 home runs, Bonifacio and Hosmer. But it was Salvi's 2-run single off of third base in the 5th inning, which gave the Royals some breathing room. He is 1 for 4 tonight, and now the Royals are beginning to run away with this one tonight. Eric Hosmer hits a 2-run home run, and the Royals lead 6-1.
the 8th inning. The Royals, they are holding on here. Hopefully to break that streak. Now, 4th inning. Hip, hip, Jorge. Bonifacio hit one way out. 2nd career homer. That was a 2-run bomb, by the way. Salvador Perez had them all loaded up in the 5th inning. Okay, 1-2, 2nd hop. Changed the luck of the Royals. That's right. The worm is turning. It hit the bag. It also would have been a 3rd out. It would have been out of the inning. 7th inning. Here comes Haas to the rescue. Fastball right down the middle. I mean, that ball was split center cut, and he tacoed him. Beautiful stroke. 2-run homer. That works. See if the pin can do the job. Hold him down.
Joakim Soria coming off his first outing where he allowed any runs. Pitches in a non-save situation for the bullpen tonight with a 5-run lead. He'll get Melky Cabrera, Jose Abreu, and Todd Frazier. Melky Cabrera is 0 for 3. And now he's down 0-2.
Jack's got 4 pitches: fastball, slider, big curve, and a split finger.
One and 2 on Cabrera.
I don't understand the modern players today. I see so many every game pick up a ball that bounced or something. The hitter picks it up. I never used to pick up the ball. I don't make the opponent pick it up. Make him expend the energy.
Cabrera is 0 for 4. Our T-Mobile Unlimited Baseball break. News and notes from today. Manny Machado has hit another home run. He hits it off of Rick Porcello, last year's Cy Young winner. Miguel Cabrera with a groin strain has been on the DL. He'll be activated tomorrow. And Noah Syndergaard, who at first was reported to have refused to get an MRI, came out of the game early yesterday and now has a torn right lat.
Mets are having all kinds of problems.
That was Machado's first trip to Fenway Park since spiking Dustin Pedroia when the 2 teams met in Baltimore. And
I bet he got a great reception.
Apparently it was a 29-second home run trot at Fenway Park. So he
enjoyed it.
Milked that. Is that a long trot? 29 seconds?
That is.
It is. What did Adam Rosales do the other day? He broke his own record, didn't he?
13 seconds, maybe 14. No, probably not that fast, but he's unbelievable. He sprints around the bases.
One key for the Royals tonight and for the series is to slow down Jose Abreu. He entered tonight with 6 consecutive multi-hit games. He is 0 for 3 tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rosales rounded the bases in 15 seconds.
Okay, it's close.
3 and 2 on Abreu.
Told you that's why he's one of my favorite players. He loves to play.
Still 3 and 2. So then roughly, if Machado and Rosales left the box at the same time, Machado would just be on the other side of second base when Rosales crossed home plate.
That's right.
All right, so that's milking it.
It is.
2 down. Abreu is 0 for 4.
Nice pitch, Jack.
StubHub is your ticket out to once-in-a-lifetime experiences, from Kansas City Royals games to amazing concerts. The shows you just don't want to miss. StubHub connects you with the world of live. StubHub, your ticket out. The official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Royals. Ball 1-2. Todd Frazier, he's been on base 3 times. He has walked twice, singled, and he has scored the White Sox run. One and one on Frazier. One and two. White Sox are just not pulling the trigger on Soria's fastball. Either they're not picking it up or they're looking for something else.
Yeah, well, that's good. He's going with that pitch. You got a lead like this, 5 runs, you know, at least, you know, go ahead, keep it down at the knees. Challenge him. He's got good movement to it. He's got a little life.
Full count. Matt Davidson is on deck. Out of play. So the Royals have taken care of Abreu in his streak of multi-hit games. And now Frazier, who has an RBI in his last 6 games. That's the longest active streak in the big leagues, and he is without an RBI so far tonight. 2 hitters they needed to be careful with, and they pitched them well. Good swing on a fastball, still 3-2.
See those wristbands on that he's got? You know, and he played in Cincinnati for all those years. Remember, Dusty Baker has the same one.
Right.
So somebody in Cincinnati makes those.
Those are from the 80s, right? I mean, I remember a lot of players had those wristbands in the 80s.
But somebody's still making them.
Yeah.
Because they made them for him in gray, for the White Sox color. Dusty came here last year with the Nationals. Remember, he gave me a set of them.
And you wore them, didn't you?
I did,
and then he wanted them back.
No, I told him I'd give
okay.
them back. I could tell when he gave them to me, he didn't really want to give them to me. So I said, let me just borrow them. I'll give them back to you.
Out of play again. Yeah, that was the thing in the 80s. I remember a lot of guys had those wristbands with their own caricature on them.
Ozzie Smith had some. Tim Raines.
I think you get a free Duran Duran CD if you order those wristbands.
Iran. Oh, beauty.
Royals pitching has done its job tonight, allowing 1 run, 5 hits in 8 innings, and they've set down 13 of the last 14 White Sox hitters. 8th inning. MLB.com at bat is your #1 mobile app for live Royals baseball. Customize at bat to stay close to the Royals with home screen icons, live scores, news, stats, video highlights, radio broadcast, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today to stay connected to the Royals all season long. Alex Gordon leads off the bottom of the 8th against Michael Inoa, who got the last out of the 7th inning. Alex is 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Eight of the 9 Royals have reached tonight. A mile high. And with re-entry burns, that ball lands in Anderson's glove, 1 away. The Royals have also hit 2 home runs tonight, the first of which was Jorge Bonifacio in the 4th.
Man, I'll tell you, that ball was jolted too. Yeah, he has total control of his lower half. His hands are lightning quick. Stayed back and he put a licking on that. I bet that lady sitting at the top of the stairs up there, that's the last thing she was expecting to get.
She's just hoping to be able to see the game up there,
yes.
Let alone have a ball end up in her lap. The Royals have scored all 6 runs with 2 outs. Here we go. Here's what we're talking about.
Yeah, nice
Absolutely
catch.
Celebrate that.
I would too. Look at that. Look at the man down there. He wants it.
1 ball, 1 strike. Bonifacio has a 2-run home run. Salvador Perez has a 2-run single. Eric Hosmer has a 2-run home run, all with 2 outs. Something about this game that when the month changes, everyone exhales. You can't wipe the slate clean. You don't reset the statistics, but everyone just kind of shows up with a different attitude. And as Narvaez takes one off the side of the helmet, the Royals, we mentioned this earlier, they scored 19 runs with 2 outs in April. That was the fewest in the major leagues. They were the only team who scored fewer than 20 runs with 2 outs in April, and now all 6 of their runs tonight have been with 2 outs.
Wow, amazing.
And as we've pointed out a number of times already this year, that was a Royals strength in the World Series years. The year they won the World Series in 2015, the Royals led the major leagues with their batting average with 2 outs.
Don Wakamatsu, you saw the bench coach there. He said Pedro Grafal, those guys, same guys, you know, and they work hard. They show up to the ballpark at 12 every day. They put in a full summer's work, 6 months, man. They're here all day, every day, working the players. They got videos. Dale Swaim, Brian Buchanan, his new assistant hitting coach, doing all they can to try to help these guys succeed.
Bonifacio takes a walk.
Interesting in today's press conference where Ned was talking, he says, you know, we talk to our players, we have meetings with them, you know, we talk to them, we're prepared every day to help our players succeed. And there's Dale doing what he has. He has the book of knowledge right there, and he's telling Eske about Ynoa. What kind of pitches he's got. He's got a hard, heavy, sinking fastball, slider, changeup. And Ned said we're trying to help our players succeed. It doesn't always happen, but we're here doing our job every night, every day.
Moss is the only Royal who has not reached tonight, but he also has hit one of the hardest balls tonight when he lined out to right in the 6th inning. Almost hit him on the knees. 2 balls and no strikes.
There's been a lot of people in this game of baseball try to figure the game out, but they can't.
Scott Alexander looks like he's going to come on for the top of the 9th inning. Two balls and one strike. Looking at what Dale has in front of him on that little railing there is something that is new in the big league dugout. It's not new in technology, but he has a tablet in front of him. And Ned Yost was explaining to us before the game today that not only do they have the notebook with the pie charts and the percentages and the scouting report, but teams can download video on the tablet before the game and have it in the dugout. So Mike Moustakas can look at the numbers on paper, and he could look at Ynoa on the tablet.
Yeah, and it's a lot like football. You know, you see those guys. He'll take the walk. You see those guys on the bench that are looking at those iPads. They're showing, you know, the defense and everything, that what they've been seeing. So baseball has the same type of technology.
Can't be downloading information during the game. It all has to be preloaded before the game. But you know, it's one thing to see the numbers on paper. It's another thing to actually get a visual.
No question.
Two on, one out. Alcides Escobar has doubled, singled, flied to center. He scored a run. And just had a little chat with Dale Swaim before he went to the on deck circle, preparing himself for Ynoa. Escobar does have 2 at-bats against Ynoa, but probably not enough to have the information burned in his memory. 2-0.
3-hit game and do a lot for confidence for him and his batting average. Might get him close to 200.
Back-to-back walks with 1 out. Heskey's taken all the way, so he wanted to look at a strike from Ynoa. 6'7", Michael Ynoa. You know, sometimes you hear stories about guys. Yeah, when he was 13, he was only 4'8".
Yeah.
And then in high school, you know, he grew like a weed. Michael Ynoa, when he was 13 years old, was 6'4".
Wow.
So he was an early bloomer and then got even taller. But can you imagine playing the equivalent of Pony League or American Legion?
No.
And you're 13 years old, you know, 13 and under league, maybe you're 12, maybe even 11, and you dig in, and the guy on the mound is 6'4".
That'd be unbelievable.
Three and two. Not to mention the Little League mound is only 46 feet.
Oh,
not 60 feet 6 inches.
Oh.
He could just reach out and put it in the catcher's glove if he wanted to.
Oh. Intimidating.
almost hit him, or did it? And Kerwin Danley is going to say that it did nick him. So Inoa got an infield pop-up to begin the inning, but now 2 walks and a hit batter.
Now the ball rose. Oh, man, he's happy he didn't get hit by that. It's awfully close. And you know he just, wow, having a hard time commanding that fastball.
Coming up after the game, Boulevard Royals Live with Joel. He's going solo this series with the White Sox. Dr. Vargas allowed 1 run in 6 innings, so he's allowed 1 run in 20 1/3 innings at Kauffman Stadium this year. And the Royals clutch hitting tonight. They have scored 6 runs, all with 2 outs. And now the bases loaded, 1 out to Christian Colon. Colon with that unique arm angle from Inoa wants to see a strike. 0-1. And 2, or take that back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Royals have had opportunities tonight to score with less than 2 outs. Dylan Covey made some big pitches with men on and 1 out, but then couldn't put the Royals away. One and 2. 2 outs, nobody on in the 4th inning. Royals got a double and a home run. Bases loaded, 1 out in the 5th. Covey got a big strikeout against Hosmer, and then Perez drove in 2. Royals had a man on, nobody out in the 7th inning, and that same man on with 2 outs. Eric Hosmer hit a 2-run home run.
Colon came into tonight's game hitting .091. Got him a hit, sacrifice bunt, flew out. Now he's hitting .156.
2-2.
This has 13 at-bats.
Full count. Eno has already given the Royals 2 walks, and he's hit a batter. And now the count has gone from 1-2 to 3-2.
He knows the fastball's coming. Don't miss it.
Grounded to 3rd. Davidson to 2nd, 1. Saladino to 1st for 2. So Inoa pitches in and out of a mess. White Sox coming up in the 9th, down by 5. Top of the 9th inning. Every time the Royals turn a double play, the next day McDouble sandwiches are only $1 at participating McDonald's in the greater KC, St. Joe, and Lawrence areas. Scott Alexander will pitch the 9th. Vargas, Moylan, and Soria have combined to knock down 13 of the last 14 White Sox hitters. And Alexander, who's had a good start to the season, will get Davidson, Leury Garcia, and Narvaez. I don't know if you and Fizz brought this up yesterday, but on the radio side, Denny and I were discussing the Scott Alexander matchup with Miguel Sano in the 8th inning yesterday. Shallow left field, and Alex has to come way in to make the play. Sano was hitting everything, and in a close game in the 8th inning, he came up with runners at first and second, 2 outs. Alexander is on the mound. Sano's at the plate. Joe Mauer is on deck. And we wondered, even though it would go against the so-called book, would the Royals walk Sano and set up Alexander and Mauer, a lefty on lefty. Garcia takes a strike. Well, the answer to that was no. And Alexander, I think, struck out Sano on 4 pitches.
Yeah.
I mean, it made him look bad.
Yeah.
But the Royals really feel like Scott Alexander, while he throws left-handed, they can bring him in to face anybody.
Right. It's the bowling ball sinker and that slider. And yeah, we did talk about that. Because, you know, it was easy to see it. You know, a guy who's scalding hot like Sano, you're thinking, they got a lefty on deck. But Ned has confidence in him, and Alexander has confidence in himself.
Chop to Escobar, out at first base, and Garcia's 1 for 4. So 1 out away from putting an end to a 9-game losing streak. And the Royals are shooting for their first win in 12 days.
Wow, that's just unheard of. With this group of players, as talented as they are, no, that's baseball. Hopefully we'll run off about 9 or 10 in a row.
Eric Hosmer has an opposite field home run tonight. Jorge Bonifacio has a home run tonight. Salvador Perez has a 2-run single. That's if the Royals get on a run and start scoring runs and getting back to keeping the line moving, creating habit on the base pass, shooting the gaps, piling up the runs.
Frenzy style hitting.
Frenzy style hitting. Narvaez is on with 2 outs. Will we point to that ground ball to third that hit the bag and resulted in 2 more runs?
I think it's safe to say yes. And I think we're going to make that our Honda play of the game. There it was. There was some bad luck early in the game. Royals are hitting right at people with runners on. Davidson made some nice plays, but he couldn't make that one. Honda play of the game, hit the top of the base. Salvi showed a little emotion there. Yeah, sometimes you just need a hit like that.
Narvaez took second on defensive indifference. 0-1 on Jacob May. It would be nice if the Royals could have a game like Washington had yesterday and you beat your team 23-5. But more realistically, the Royals are going to take smaller steps to break out of this offensively. And while they were scoring far fewer than 3 runs per game in the month of April, they did finish the month averaging a little over 4 runs per game over their last 4. And now 6 runs tonight. Albeit against a rookie and a Rule 5 pitcher in Dylan Covey, and yet at the same time against the team that had the lowest ERA in the major leagues in the month of April. And kudos to pitching tonight. The White Sox are averaging 7 runs a game the past week. So they were swinging the bats well. They were pitching very well. And Royals are 1 strike away from winning their first game against an AL Central team. And it's over. The 9-game losing streak is history. The Royals with 2-out hitting and good pitching. They can hug on the field for the first time in 12 days as the Royals beat the White Sox tonight 6-1.
Oh, man. Everybody can exhale now. This is what they needed in the worst way. A win, but how they did it was nice. They got all those runs with 2 outs, home runs. Solid pitching by Dr. Vargas, who made a house call. And Ned saying, I'm glad that's over.
And Casey gets a salute for the first time since the last homestand. Don't leave Danny hanging, Ned. Well, if the Royals were not in the middle of a 9-game losing streak, that was very much a Royals type of a win. Royals don't typically hit a lot of home runs. I'm referring more to the 2-out RBIs, the good defense, and the good pitching.
Yep.
6-1, Royals win it. Let's go down to the field. Here's Joel.
All right, and a lot of offense, and the first chance for Jorge Bonifacio to be able to hit a home run and celebrate in front of these fans. What was that moment like for you with the ball off the bat?
After I hit it, I just put my head down, and I don't know. I just.
Now we can officially say, welcome to the big leagues, your first Salvi splash. Okay. And I know it's cold. You put your head down, and then what?
And then I just run on the bases that, like, no hard, but I know that this is a sad moment for me and then for the fans, and then we got a losing streak, and then we won today, and then we broke this losing streak today.
Yeah, you broke the losing streak. I know that there are a lot of veterans in that clubhouse. You're still a young guy, played in 8 games or so. What's the mood like been in that clubhouse? What have you seen from those veterans?
I just feel like a family. Like, I've been in spring training. We are together. We lose together. We won together tonight, and then we battle, and then we won tonight, and then we have fun out there, in there tonight.
Winning has a way of making everything fun. Was there a relief too, just to be able to get that 2-run homer? It's been a lot of 1-runs, but to be able to get 2 runs in the inning, and then a couple more came, and a couple of more came.
And then that mean like we get out of the little losing streak, that struggling as a team, and then we get out today, and then we came tomorrow and then do the best we can, and then try and win tomorrow.
All right, last thing real quick, your first chance to be able to talk in front of these fans. What does it mean for you to be up here in the big leagues living your dream?
That's everything. Like, I don't know how to explain that, and then first, the only I got to say is thanks God for, like, give me opportunity, and Royals to be in here.
Congratulations. I think the smile tells all. Nice job tonight, Jorge.
Thank you.
Jorge Bonifacio, first Salvi splash, first Kauffman Stadium home run, and now his first big ovation as he walks off. Guys.
All right, thank you, Joel. Ooh, good move by Joel, by the way.
Yeah, no, he wasn't going to take that one.